Hello, good afternoon once again. Welcome to my channel. This is El Maestro. For today's video, we will be talking about factoring the sum and difference of two cubes. Okay? So, before proceeding, make it sure na natanaw na niyo itong mga video previously about factoring. Okay? Somehow, naa sila yung relation, especially yung um, factoring about extracting square roots. Okay? Especially yung perfect squares. Numbers that are perfect squares. Okay? Unta, familiar na mo ato. Okay, so let's proceed now, class. Okay, these are the things that you have to remember when solving sum and difference of cubes. Okay, we have to identify what are those mga perfect cube na number. By the way, what is a perfect cube? Let's say for example class you have a raised to the power of 3. Kanang 3 no, kanang a represent any number. Okay? Or it represent any no nga gi-raised to a power of 3. Meaning that is equal to a times a times a. Meaning you multiplied a 3 times. Okay? Raised to the power of 3. Meaning 3 a times a times a. Okay? Let's say for example I have 1 raised to the power of 3. That is equal to 1 times 1 times 1 and that is equal to 1. Next, 2 raised to the power of 3 or 2 cube. That is 2 times 2 times 2 and that is equal to 8. 3 cube. That is 3 times 3 times 3 is equal to 27. Okay? 4 times 4 times 4 that is equal to 64. 5 cube that is 125. 6 cube that is 216. 7 cube that is 343. And as your assignment, no, pwede ninyo siya ipadayon class. You find 8 cube, 9 cube, and 10 cube. Okay, kung 8 cube, that is 8 times 8 times 8. So, pila man na siya. Kasi later, magamit nato na siya. Then 9 cube, that is 9 times 9 times 9. You can use your calculator. Okay? So 10 cube, that is 10 times 10 times 10. I guess that is 1,000. Okay? So take note of those perfect cube. So these numbers class here, result of gi-cube natong usa ka number, ang result ana is a perfect cube. Okay? So please be familiarized if as much as possible if kaya you memorize all those perfect cube numbers. Okay? Then, cube root, meaning, ang isa ka perfect cube atong gi-cube root. That is why I'm telling you kanina na dapat familiar mo with perfect square. Kasi dito na video nakita nato giunsa pagkuha sa root sa perfect square. This time, giunsa pagkuha sa root sa perfect cube. Okay, so meaning if you have a raised to the power of 3, then cube siya, that is equal to a. Okay, so we have 1 cube that is equal to 1. 8 cube, tanawa, si 8 is a perfect square, tama? Then gi-cube root siya or gi-cube, okay, cube root that is equal to 2. Kung unsa ang gi-times siya, 2 times 2 times 2 nakuha. Then 27 cube that is 3. 64 cube, that is 4, 125 cube, that is equal to 5, and 216 cube, that is equal to 6, and 343 cube, that is equal to 7. And the rest, okay? So, you find what is the perfect cube sa katong 9 times 9 times 9, then i-cube root ninyo, okay? So, that is part of your assignment. Nakuha? You can use calculator class, okay? So, again, be familiar with this. If mapansin ninyo class, giapil na ko og box ang A. Because, pwede ta mag x cube, di ba? Kasi A represent A ni. Pwede siya x, y, z, nakuha. So, diri inyong nakita, puro siya number. But it could be X, Y, Z, W. Okay? It represents any. Nakuha. Okay, let's proceed. So, you write it down, memorize as much as possible. Okay? Okay. So, let's have now the sum and difference of two cubes. Okay? So, we will differentiate class the sum ug ang difference. Okay? First, we have the polynomial in form a cube plus b cube is called sum of two cubes because two cubic terms are being added together. Okay? Meaning, duha ka buok cube, gi-add silang duha, meaning that is sum of two cubes. Okay? Timane. The first term is a perfect cube. The second term is a perfect cube. Then you sum it up. That's the sum of two cubes. Okay? Let's have an example of an expressions nga sum of two cubes. Okay, first we have x cubed plus 27. Nga nung sum of two cubes man eh. Look at the first term. The first term is a perfect cube, x cubed. Diba? How about the second term? Again, the second term is a perfect cube. We know that 27 is a number that is a perfect cube. Sa nakita nato earlier sa akong gipakita sa inyo ha. That is why I'm telling you, dapat familiarize mo or dapat very familiar na sa inyo ang mga perfect cube na mga numbers. Okay? Dapat memorize na ninyo para later on mas easier sa inyo ha mag-solve ani nga problem. Okay? Another example. 27x cubed plus 8. Okay, the reason why akong gisagol si number ug si variable to just let you know na pwede sa isa ka term na ay number na ay variable. Unlike sa first example nako, na ang first term variable lang, x cubed. And ang second term, number lang, 27. This time, sa second example, na ay number na ay variable. So, pwede gihapon na siya as long as kanang duha is a perfect cube. Yes, 27 is a perfect cube. X cube is a perfect cube. So, silang duha perfect cube. So, ang imong first term karon is a perfect cube. How about the second term? The second term is still a perfect cube. So, this expression is a sum of two cubes. Okay? Let's have the difference. The polynomial in a form of a cube minus b cube is called the difference of two cubes because two cubic terms are being added. Again, ang difference lang nila gyud class is kani. So kung ganina plus, kani siya minus. Maura gyud ng kalainan nila. Example, x cubed minus 27. Kung nakita ninyo ako mga example class, ako lang giilisan og minus nga operation. Just to let you know na actually the same, almost the same lang sila. Kaso lang, ang isa minus, ang isa plus. Okay? Look at my second example. The same lang gihapon. Okay? Perfect cube ang first term. Perfect cube ang second term. Minus lang ang operation nila. So meaning, that is the difference of two cube. Okay? So, this time, kabalo na mo identify sa sum and difference of two cubes na expression. Importante yun na siya class, kabalo mo identify. Kasi sa factoring, kamo mag-identify kung unsang klase na nga expressions. Okay? Okay, so again, let me remind you, these are the perfect cube na mga number. And I tell you again and again, di kulang pa ni siya. Napay 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So kung dako na kayo, normally dili na siya ma-appeal. So more or less nasa kanang 12 cube, 13 cube class, pwede pa na siya mugawa sa mga example. Okay? So sumpay lang na ninyo inyong notes. Okay, so this is an emphasis. So factoring the sum and difference of two cubes. Okay? When we factor class, please again memorize this formula. Okay? You have to memorize this one. Okay, kung makita ninyo, a cube plus b cube is equal to, close and open parenthesis, a plus b, a squared minus ab plus b squared. Tanawan ninyo class, ang kalainan nila. Diri sa sum, okay, ang mga sign nila ang imong timan-an. Okay? So meaning, i-memorize lang na nimo. So kung a cube minus b cube is equal to a minus b pod. Kung ganina, a plus b, diri sa pikas, a minus b. Pero ang next term niya or ang next factor niya, a squared plus b, ab plus b squared. Meaning, plus tanan. Okay? Sa pikas, a squared minus ab plus b squared. Meaning minus ang iyang middle term. Minus ang nasa tunga. Then, memorize this one. I tell you, memorize this one. So, these are the steps. So, first, find the cube roots of the first and last term. Write their sum since the expression is sum of two cubes. Okay? Pero kung expression is difference of two cubes, so you find their difference as the first factor. Okay, for the second factor, get the trinomial factor by squaring the first term of the first factor, subtracting the product of the first and second term of the first factor, squaring the last term of the first factor, and last, okay, write them in factored form. Okay, maybe some of you na-confuse no, gipaspasan ako. Okay, mas sabta nato ning step class or steps if naa na tay example. Okay? So, we will have an example class, but I will write everything down sa right part para atong subayon. Okay? Okay. So, gidali-dali na ako pag-define gani sa steps, but this time ato siyang isa-isahon. So, let's have an example. So, first example, 27x cubed plus 1,000. Again, first thing is you have to identify if this is a sum or difference of two cubes. I-identify sa nimo. Tanawang first term. First term is 27x cubed. Second term is 1,000. So silang duha, kaning duha ka term kaning two terms are perfect cube. So this is pasok ni sa ato ang example karon. So since na-identify na nato that this is sum of two cubes, itapad nato ang sum of two cubes. Okay? Kasi ing-anaon man nato pag-solve. Okay? Again, sama sa ingon nako, you have to memorize that one. So, unsaon pag-solve? First is, I suggest, kung beginners good, okay, find the cube roots of the first and last terms. Pangitaon daw nato ang cube roots sa first term o last term. As a beginner, I suggest you make a table. Ingani. Sulat ta sa inyong table, copy this one. Maybe sa inyong module, wala ni class. Sa inyong module, no? Wala. Pero I suggest you make this kind of table para mas dali sa inyo. So, since gipapangita ang step number 1 is find the cube roots of the first and last term, so i-identify sa nato ang first and last term. So, unsa ang first term? First term is 27x cubed and the second term is, or the last term is 1,000. So, ang ingon niya, kuwaon nato ang iyang mga cube root. So, get the cube root. Cube root of 27, that is 3. Very good. Cube root of x cubed, that is x. So, cube root of 1,000. Okay, so these are the result. Cube root of 1,000 class, wala na sa ato example ganina, but you can use your calculator. Cube root of 1,000 is equal to 10. Cube root sa 27 is 3. Cube root sa x cube is x. So, you write it down sa inyong table. Next, unsa ang next na step? Write their sum. Since the expression is sum of two cubes as the first factor. Class, write their sum. Sum, since ang atong example is plus man ang naang operation. So, sum atong pangitahon. Unsa ang sum? Sum daw sa ato ang gi-cube, tanawa. Kaning duha, ato na silang i-plus. Ang pangutana, ma-plus ba si 3x o si 10? Correct, no? Dili na siya ma-plus. So, isulat lang ni muna siya as 3x plus 10. Okay, kay dili sila same term. Ko unlike term sila. So 3x plus 10. Nakuha na. So third step na ta class, hapit na. Let's go on to the third step. So third step class, unahon sa nato pag-identify ang letter A. Squaring the first term of the first factor and squaring the last term of the first factor. Unsa na sila? Ingani. Kani sila ang atong factors. Okay, si 3x ug si 10. Ato na sila i-square. Okay, maunang sugod pa lang niingon ko dapat ma-remember na ninyo ang perfect square. Okay? So 3x squared, unsang squared sa 3? That is 9. Squared sa x, x squared. So, squared sa 10. So that is 10 times 10, that is 100. So that is 9x squared and that is 100. Okay? So, sulat na po na ninyo dina. Nakuha. So, kompleto na. And last one, kaning naa sa tunga. Okay? Niya diri class, you have to subtract the product of the first and the second terms of the first factor. So, never mind sa nang subtract. Since nangita siya product daw sa first and second term. Tanawa, product of terms, A times B. So meaning, i-times nimo ang imong gi-cube ganina. So that is 3x times 10, that is equal to 30x. Nakuha. So 3 times 10, that is 30, si x copy. So you write it down. So, this time, kumpleto na ang atong table. Okay? So, wala pa lang ta nagkumpleto lang ta sa table. So, atong tanggalon tanan and let's go on to our solution. Okay. So, this is now the solution. Pag naana mo'y table class, dali na lang siya kaayo. Okay? So, first, you write it down the given. Then, that is equal to. Then, now, you have to find the factor. Balik ta sa atong steps. First step, yung siya, find the cube root of the first and last term. So, nakuha na nato. Second is, ingon siya, write their sum since the expression is a sum of two cubes as the first factor. Asa ang sum of their cube? Kani. Sum. Gi-plus nimo si A ug si B. So, asa man na sa tuang table? Kana. That is the sum of the terms. So, mao na imong isulat din na. Okay, as your first factor. Nakuha. Next. For the second factor, get the trinomial factor. So, naatay 3 sub-steps. First is kana. Second factor niya class. Okay? So, first is squaring the first term of the first factor. Gi-square daw nato. Meaning, kana siya si a squared. Asa na si a squared? Kana. Okay, so you write it down. Next. Subtracting the product of the first and the second terms of the first factor. Mao na nagingon ako. Ang product daw sa mga factors na atong product i-multiply, atong i-subtract. Asa man na dapit? Kana minus. Nakuha ninyo? Subtract. Always remember, subtract yun na siya class ha, pag plus ang ato ang cubes. So, that is A times B. Asa man na siya dapit? Okay, that is 30x. So, you write 30x. Okay? Then the last is squaring the last term of the first factor. So, square nimo ang last term. Asa man na siya? That is the B squared and that is 100. So you write down 100 plus 100. And the last is write them in factored form. Actually, this is now the factored form. So that is the answer. Meaning, therefore, 2x cubed plus 1,000 is equal to factored form, close and open parenthesis, 3x plus 10 times close and open parenthesis, 9x squared minus 30x plus 100. Nakuha. So, let's have another example. Okay, let's have another example. This one. So 512 a cube minus 8b cube. Again, first thing you have to do, ayaw pagdiretso o conclude na since na may a cube, perfect cube ni. So make it sure that 512 is a perfect cube and 8 is a perfect cube. Okay? So evaluate sa yun ninyo class. So since we know that 512 is a perfect cube and 8 is a perfect cube, so tanaw na to unsa man ni siya, sum or difference. Okay, since minus man siya, so kani nga pattern ang atong sundogon. Actually, this is a pattern. Okay? So, first step, identify nato ang iyang mga terms. So, you have 512 as the first term and 8b cubed as the last term or the second term. Then, after that one, unsa gay buhaton? Pangitaon ng iyang mga cube root. Okay? So, you have to find the cube root. So, 512, cube root sa 512 is 8. Cube root sa a cube is a. Again, ang 512 class, naani siya ganina pero wala na sulat. Sama sa inyo nako until 7 cube rato atong gisulat na example. You padayon ninyo ang 8 times 8 times 8 and 9 times 9 times 9, 10 times 10 until 12. Okay, sulat sa inyong notes. Then you find the cube root. Okay, para mas paspas sa inyo mag-solve. Next, 8b cube. So we all know that 8 is a perfect cube. Ang inyong cube root is 2 and b cube is b. Again, mao ni akong giingon sa inyo ganina. Okay? So until 7 lang ta para i-continue ninyo ang rest of the numbers na mga perfect cube. Let's continue. Since naana tayo mga cube root, you write it down. And next is, you have to sum difference of the terms. Since minus man ta, so difference of the terms. 8 minus 2b. Okay? We're done. Next is we have to find the squared of the terms na atong gi-cube root. Okay? Just like we did earlier. So, this one. So, squared ni 8a, squared ni 2b. So, that is equal to 16a squared because 8 times 8, that is 16. A times a, that is a squared. So, again, class, if you forgot what is a perfect square, you go back to this extracting square roots na ako example dito sa mga perfect square na mga number. Okay? Next, you have 4b squared. So, you write it down. Okay? So, unsang next? Okay, we have to find the product sa imong cube root. Okay, so that is equal to 8a times 2b, so that is equal to 16ab. So, you write it down. So, kompleto na itong table. So, let's proceed to the pattern. So, ang pattern natong button, so erase nato na siya tanan. Okay, so this is now our number. So, you write the given and follow the pattern. So, follow na itong pattern. Unsa ang ingon sa first, second step? Okay, the difference of your cube. Okay, asa man na dapit? Okay, so that is, sulat na ninyo. Second factor na ta. This one. Pangitao na to ang a cube, asa sa a cube? This one. Okay, so, then, what's next? Unsang next? Product na pod, sama sa gibuhat nat ganina, this one, asa man na siya? Tanawa ang sign class. Ang sign nato is plus. Since mauna ang pattern, so automatic plus gyud na siya. So that is plus 16ab. And last one is, okay, the square of the last term. Square of the last term, that is 4b squared. So plus b squared. Okay, and the last step is write down the factor, which is, this is now your factor. Okay? So class, just follow these steps. Ang pattern natong gibuhat. Follow the table. Ma-answeran dayon ninyo tanan naa sa inyong module or naa sa inyong worksheets or naa sa inyong workbook. Okay? So this is how to, this is the steps on how to solve or how to factor the difference, the sum and difference of two cubes. Okay? So guys, again, tapos na po ang atong isa ka topic. I pray and I hope that naamoy na learn, naamoy nakatunan, and somehow it helps you no sa inyong module karon. By the way, you know the drill. Pakibulong sa inyong mga classmate, pabulong naman sa iba diyan. Okay? Tell them El Maestro is in YouTube. Okay? Guys, thank you for watching. God bless you. Stay calm, chill out. Okay? Don't get pressured. Enjoy lang kaning new normal. God bless you. El Maestro signing out.